Oyi was just a small-time cook working in an alley, but the locals absolutely loved her food. One day, a man dressed in white tried her stir-fried rice noodles and was blown away. He walked right up to her and handed her a business card. Oyi had no idea what he was after, but she took it anyway. Later, a friend told her that the restaurant on the card, Hunger, was one of the most elite fine dining establishments in all of Thailand. The owner, Paul, was a legend in the culinary world. If his restaurant had its eye on her, she had a real shot at becoming one of the most famous chefs in the country. The very next day, Oyi showed up at Hunger to apply. Another man was also there for the interview. Paul told them to each make a plate of fried rice. Whoever made the better dish would get the job. After just one whiff of Oyi's fried rice, Paul made his decision on the spot. The other guy was furious about losing to a street cook. He demanded to know why his fancy fried rice couldn't measure up to hers, but Paul had no interest in explaining himself. When the man pressed him again, Paul answered with a slap across his face. Paul then turned to Oyi with a look of disgust, telling her she reeked of stir-fried noodles and it didn't suit his restaurant. He ordered her to shower and change before coming back. Thrilled, Oyi did as she was told and returned to the kitchen. The sous chef, Tone, the same man who had given her the business card, introduced her to the staff. He warned her to be extremely careful in the kitchen because Paul fired people all the time. In fact, the only reason her position was even open was because the last person had been let go. On her very first day, Paul threw a challenge at her. He assigned her to slice and sear the beef. The Wagyu had to be sliced paper thin with no shredded bits left behind. Cutting frozen Wagyu into perfect slices seemed nearly impossible, and Oyi felt Paul's standards were way too high. As she began slicing, Paul criticized her every move. The more she messed up, the more expensive beef went to waste, and the more would be docked from her paycheck. After struggling to finally produce a flawless thin slice, Paul hit her with the next task: sear the beef in under 1 second. Any longer, and the texture would be ruined. Oyi tried over and over but kept failing. Furious, Paul told her if she couldn't get it right by the end of the day, she was fired. She thought about giving up, but then realized all her effort would have been for nothing. So she went back to the kitchen and kept trying, again and again. It didn't matter that she burned her hands. It didn't matter that everyone else had gone home. She kept at it all night, believing she'd get it right eventually. And then finally she nailed it. The sear was perfect. The beef even kept its original color. Paul took a bite and, at last, gave a nod of approval.